Hi ladies, it's Barbara and I am your menopause drama mama, and if you are new to my channel, I welcome you with open arms. Boy, this video got off to a sketchy start. Right before I started, I went to sit down to start the video and I had my full cup of mushroom coffee, but it was filled with like my collagen powder with the Verisol and my bamboo silica and my mud water, hot chocolate, and I'm sure there was a couple more things in there. But I went to sit down, I knocked it, and literally it went everywhere. So part of my pant leg is still full of coffee. I had to clean the floor, I had to clean the stool I'm sitting on. It was a big mess, but today this video is all about your hormones and how they actually affect your daily life. Everything in your daily life, your hormones affect. And it brings me back to when I first started going through it in perimenopause, losing my hormones slowly, and then the full-blown menopause, and how shitty like my life got. Everything it just went downhill in my body. I just felt like every day there was something else that was breaking down, and nobody explained it to me, and it kind of stinks because we grew up, at least I grew up, and nobody talked about what we would go through when we hit midlife. But this video, in like even now, I watch and I listen to different doctors and they just talk about estrogen and progesterone, which those are two huge, hormones in our body. But we also have three other ones that our body relies on. And I'm going to talk about all of these hormones today and what they do for you. Like the first one, of course, is estrogen. So when estrogen drops, it is just this complete, utter chaos going on in our body. And, I think of estrogen like the sun outside. And, with the sun and, of course, rain and stuff like that, life is beautiful on the landscape, just beautiful. You have flowers, the grass is green. It's gorgeous with the sun. And when, I thought what life would be like with no sun, which is kind of like with no estrogen, everything just dies. It dies off. And so, this is kind of like the picture I wanted to demonstrate, just kind of like how I think about it with estrogen, like when we have it and our bodies are thriving, and then when we don't have it, our bodies are, just shitty. Our bodies are shitty. Um, so, but when we do have estrogen, and this hormone is not just about our reproduction life, it completely regulates so much other stuff in our body, like energy, mood, sleep, metabolism, brain function, stress response, and the temperature control in our body. And when hormones shift and start declining, our daily life just changes. Everything that we used to know and in our life, being able to get through our days, we'd be happy, go lucky, full of energy, it just completely starts to die down. And so estrogen is like that multitasker hormone because it does so much by supporting, when we did have our full estrogen in our bodies, supporting that brain memory, supporting serotonin for our moods, supporting our skin, our collagen, our bone strength, our muscles, the health of our blood vessels, estrogen was supporting. And like I said, that whole temperature regulation in our brain was supported by estrogen. So, You know, when estrogen fluctuates in perimenopause and then just starts completely dropping off in our postmenopause years, kind of like this picture here, where it just is on this whole decline in our life. After we hit a peak, it just starts going down. Then we start experiencing the symptoms of our brain fog, anxiety, depression. I went through that. I can tell you, I went through all of these things that I list as symptoms. My hot flashes and the night sweats. You'll have joint pain, or you could. Not every woman experiences everything the same, but I'm just saying for me, I experienced them all. Dry skin and vaginal dryness and fat redistribution. So that fat just started going around my stomach, which it's not just like a subcutaneous fat. This is a visceral fat that wraps around your organs, which is really bad. Now, the next hormone that we talk about, which by the way, for estrogen, I am on the 0.5 milligram patch. And the next hormone is progesterone. And I am on a 200 milligram capsule of that I take at night before bed. But progesterone is that calming hormone in our body. It helps us sleep. It helps calm down our nervous system. It helps anxiety control. And it is a natural anti-inflammatory in our body. So those two hormones alone just did so much for us. But when progesterone drops, we often, start experiencing insomnia. We experience the like racing thoughts where your brain just will not shut down when you go to bed. Anxiety you could experience, irritability, a very short fuse with your irritability, and you can experience like PMS symptoms again. So it seems like you're just all month long, you're in this chaotic mode in your body. And that's why in perimenopause, when you start that, that's when your body starts feeling this like chaotic mode. And then when you get into postmenopause, it's like in this tornado mode in your body where it just is spinning out of control. Now, the next hormone that we have is cortisol. And cortisol is produced in our adrenal glands, and it is known as our stress hormone. So that is one thing that they always say, that you should try and get their cortisol levels down, especially before you go to bed. But the cortisol regulates in our body your blood pressure, your blood sugar, inflammation, and energy. And if your cortisol level is up too high for a very long period, you'll start experiencing more of the belly fat, anxiety issues, and poor sleep. The next hormone is insulin. Now, insulin is produced by the pancreas, and I have discussed this before in the pancreas, how this regulates your blood sugar, and it helps move the glucose into your cells for energy. And when you experience less of that or insulin in your body, that's when you'll have fatigue, because the estrogen is not feeding that pancreas like it used to for the beta cell that is in the pancreas. And that beta cell was always responsible for like distributing your sugar into the cells, and that's how you had energy. So without that estrogen working with this insulin in the pancreas, it doesn't distribute the sugar properly anymore in your body. And so you'll have weight gain and cravings and just that fatigue. The next one is the thyroid hormone, which is T3, T4, and it is produced by the thyroid gland here, and it will control metabolism in your body. And so that regulates energy It regulates body temperature. It regulates the heart rate, and also for your hair and skin health. So when you have a low thyroid hormone issue going on, you can experience more weight gain, fatigue, and a lot of hair thinning. And that's why more doctors will prescribe a hormone medication for the thyroid to boost it. So hopefully you can shed weight and also control the hair loss that you're experiencing. But all of these hormones work like simultaneously together. It's this like they are all part of the endocrine system in your body. And it's like your body's hormones, they just all communicate with each other. And that's why when we were younger, we felt really, really good. And now, when you experience that whole drop in estrogen, that's that cortisol level goes up. When the hormone drops for your estrogen, it reduces your insulin sensitivity, and the hormone shifts influences how your thyroid functions also. So that's all caused by estrogen. When you lose that, then the other issues start happening with your cortisol, your thyroid, and your insulin. So, like I said, before, it's not just about estrogen and progesterone. These other hormones also have huge effects in our body. They all work together, and you need them all properly working in order to feel good. So when one and the estrogen and then the progesterone drop, everything else just goes haywire, and that is why your life just sometimes just seems to be spinning out of control. So, your takeaway from this is menopause doesn't just change reproductive hormones. It affects your stress hormones, it affects your blood sugar hormones, and it affects your metabolism hormones too. So, I always suggest down below, just check out that description box. If you don't have a physician that you can go see and is very educated in menopause, I just highly suggest that you find one because they can help you so much. I did change over. I do have a physician now that I found in Menopause Society. She's literally about 10 minutes from my house, and it's wonderful. So I thought if she didn't work out, there is another physician that actually was probably like 20 minutes from my house. So I did have another option, but I am glad I found her. And maybe you can, I would just make it a priority for yourself to have a physician that was educated in what you're going through, because you need that and you need to feel good. And I want you to feel good. Okay, ladies, well, you know how I wrap this all up. I just, I'm sending positive vibes your way. Much love and hugs coming to you from me. And I just hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. And hopefully you did not have an issue spilling your coffee today all over you and all over your phone and all over the cords and all over your seat and down your pants like I did. But, go with the flow, I guess. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye, ladies.